Hello, Ross here. Welcome back to another video, and in this one we're going to cover the events homepage. So for all of your event categories and events themselves, they're going to be found on this events homepage. So to get started, we'll go down to the events tab, and then from here click on event homepage. And because this is a template community site, we already have an events homepage created, so we're going to be updating the details. And as we've seen in other pages that we've created or updated, we have a general tab that's going to have basic details such as the name. So we have the events home name that we can update, the page slug, which is going to update the end of the URL. We can add a short description so we can describe this page, the types of events that we offer, all that detail. Just keep in mind the character limit of 140 characters, so keep it brief. And then we can choose the feature image. So we can remove the template image, we can upload a new image, choose from the media library, or have the AI tool to create an image for us. So once you've had a chance to update the details on this page, go down and hit save, and then we can move on to the next tab. Onto the configuration tab. So this is where we can decide how we want our categories to appear on the page. And we can also decide how we want the events per category to appear, specifically how many we want to appear. So just to give you an idea as to what these settings look like, we'll jump to the events page itself. So we're on the events homepage right now, and then below it are the individual event categories. So these will always appear in this side menu, and depending on how many categories you have, they're just going to appear one after another. On the events homepage itself, we have the tiles you can see down below here. So clicking on either of these tiles will take you to the respective events category page. And then as a default, we always show the categories listed down below on the page where you have the events shown per category. And you can set the number of events that show per category on that configuration tab. So right now it was set to all, so every event that's under socials and under tournaments is going to be listed on this page. You can change that. You might only want to show maybe the first 3 events per category, and then clicking show all will take you to that socials category where you can then see all of the events for that category. So that's how the page looks right now. You may or may not want the tiles, since we also show the categories in the list view as well as down below with the event feature cards themselves. So you can change that to whatever you want. Easily just check off the category tiles, and then you can choose how many events you want to show per category. Simply just select from the drop-down list. So maybe we'll go with 3 in this case. Moving on, the events home description. So again, just describing what it is this page is all about. So maybe just giving an overview of the kinds of events that you run. Just let people know when they land here what they can expect. Then lastly is the color highlight. So whenever you share this events homepage throughout your community site, say linking it on another page, the feature card for that event homepage will have this color highlight, just indicating that it is the events homepage. So once you're done updating the details on this page, go down and hit save, and then we can move on. And next we have the media tab, and this is going to be one of those tabs that's consistent regardless of what you're creating in Community Suite. So whether it's the marketplace homepage or just another resource or a static page, you're always going to have this media tab where you can change how your media, whether it's an image or video, appears on the page itself. So we won't go into all the detail on every single field here, because we will have the written guide that goes into specific detail on everything you see here. So I would recommend referring to the written guide. As you do update these template pages or you create brand new pages, you can always preview the page, and that's going to open in a new tab. So it's a great way to get a sense as to what the page looks like, and then you can start to make changes and then again use that preview tab to see how those changes reflect. And as we've seen before, this is what the events homepage right now looks like. Again, we have the categories on the side, and then we have that big banner image, the description, and then all of the categories down below. So that's what the page looks like as it is right now. So we may want to adjust the banner aspect ratio, maybe adjust the banner max height. So we can choose to edit those however we want. So I would recommend you just going through and adjusting these settings as needed, seeing how they look, and then if you find something that you like, keep it. So with these template pages especially, you'll probably want to update the image at least. So we can remove that. We can choose to upload a new image. We can use the existing feature image from the General tab. That'll be in our Media Library. So we'll go and choose the image that we had created on the General tab. We'll check that off and then use the selected image. And then we're going to keep the other settings the same because we like the current look of that page. But again, feel free to make changes as desired. And once you're done, you can hit save and then we can move on. And with the layout tab, so this is where we can add additional content to our events homepage. So right now it's going to give you a sense as to what the page looks like, but again, because we are in the dashboard, it's not going to give you the most accurate sense. Because we do have the side menu options, that's taking up space, so it's just condensing the screen as a whole. So just know that when you're on this page, if you do want to, again, preview this page, click on that preview tab where you can then get a clear idea as to what the page looks like. And we've already looked at this previously. We just have the updated hero image now, so that's looking good. So we can choose if we want to add additional content to this page. Maybe we want to link additional news posts or other items from your community site, maybe another page. So you can choose to do that. You'll have the option to add additional blocks. If we scroll down to the bottom, there's the add block to end button. So that's going to open up all of the page blocks that you could choose from, and you can have as many page blocks as you want. And we won't go into all the detail for each of these blocks, that'll be in another video, but just know that you can add as many as you want. So you can personalize this page and have as much detail as you think is necessary. You can also add blocks from the layout page itself. If you click on that plus icon at the top here, that'll add a new block on top of this existing block. You can then left click and drag to rearrange that block. You can also quickly edit the existing block by clicking on that pen and paper icon, or you can remove the block completely by clicking on the trash can icon. So once you're done adding to this page, we can move on to the next tab. And lastly is the visibility tab. So this is where we can change the status of this page. So any pages that are set to draft, that means that it's not going to be accessible to your audience. This page will only be accessible from the dashboard, so it's perfect if you're working on a page, you're making changes to an existing page and you don't want your visitors to see those changes until you're finished. Live, so this means that this page will be accessible to your audience so long as that the page is linked somewhere on your site. And then archived. So archived is very similar to the draft. The only difference is that archived pages can be permanently deleted. When your status is set to live, you can set a publish date. So if you want this page to officially go live on a certain date and time, you can set that date. You can also have the hide after date. So if you only want this page to be visible for a period of time, you can set that date and then the page will automatically switch from live to archived. So if you do make any changes on this page, always be sure to hit save. And then that's going to do it for the events homepage. So now we've taken that template page and we've created our own. And now we can start to add our own event categories and events themselves. So be on the lookout for those videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video useful.